Okay guys, I'm on the phone right now with Jack Wood from Planet Eclipse, and we're going to talk today about the new CSL. You guys put a video up, starting to buzz on the internet?
Yep.
Now all sorts of...
We started a bit day before yesterday, and then I think just as we speak, the full video's gone live now.
Oh cool, okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, literally 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good. So all sorts of speculation as to what the CSL is now. Okay, I'll watch the video afterwards, so I'll get it straight from the horse's mouth here. I mean, I've had people ask me, is it a carbon fiber SL? What's going on with it? So let's talk about the CSL. What news has been released so far about it?
Okay, well, if you go to www.planeteclipse.com and then follow the link from there, it'll take you to a little mini site on the CSL.
Okay.
I think by now, by the time you hit this, it should have everything up there. So there'll be a gallery, there'll be data sheets, there'll be a spec list and some text, and of course a video that's got all the features explained.
Wow.
So first of all, CSL sort of took the name a bit from the BMW CSL, which I don't believe you guys get over there.
No, we don't get the good BMW toys.
No, I believe no. It's like a lightweight version of like an M3.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So yeah, sort of borrowed a bit of that name from there. As you'll see on the info, there's a carbon fiber barrel tip. So of course, like all the SLs, you get a full barrel kit.
Okay.
3 backs and 2 fronts. The 2 fronts are 14.5 and 16-inch carbon fiber wrap. But rather uniquely, if you have a look at the carbon fiber wrap, it's actually got a gold thread running through it.
Okay.
So it looks pretty pimp.
Very nice. I see also here, I'm actually just went on the website, I see keeping up with the times with the paint getting a lot smaller. I see it looks like you've dropped the 93 bore and have gone to 81, 85, and 89.
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
another win for Punk Works there.
Well, I remember we had this conversation, you know, from the difference in the efficiency from, you know, from when I was doing my tests in 2008 and then 2009 and then 2010, how all of the guns I was, you know, especially the pop-it guns were getting, you know, 12, 13, 14 pods, and then all of a sudden they're getting 8 and 9. And, you know, I remember, I guess the paint hadn't quite shrunk that much in Europe yet as it did here in the States. I was like, Jack, I promise you, I'm not doing anything different. The pods are not bigger or anything. It's just the paint is so much smaller now, you know.
I know the differential is huge. I mean, you can go from a 681 up to a 689, and you know, you can lose 30 or 40 feet per second quite easily.
Absolutely. And I think also from the efficiency standpoint, and this was something that was in the back of my mind, was you also lose the surface area of the ball to propel it. I mean, it's not so much the fit, but also you're getting a much smaller surface area to put the force onto.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's you know, I definitely like that my efficiency tests are over and done with a lot quicker, and I get some paint to go play with. But at the same token, I've got manufacturers calling me up, hey, why did my gun, you know, this, that, and the other. But you know, it is definitely a sign of the times. And I always tell people, I said, if you remember back a couple of years ago with the smaller paint, you know, the boxes used to be cram-packed with paint. I mean, you used to have to be careful how much paint you stacked on each box because you were afraid you were going to actually mush the paint. Now you can take a box and shake it and you can hear the paint rolling around inside. Yeah. They made the balls smaller, but they didn't make the boxes smaller. So, but that's good. I mean, that's a good thing now that, you know, that you know, especially the 681 bore, as people that are absolute efficiency freaks, they're going to definitely get a kick out of that. Having that super tight bore.
Efficiency as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm at a loss for words here. I'm looking over the website here and I'm just like, whoa. So, you know, let's talk about now, okay, CSL. Now, obviously, okay, now CSL, the C is standing for the carbon fiber barrel tip. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, yes. We have to call it something, and it gets harder and harder every year to come up with a name.
Sure.
And didn't want to just call it SL11, because everybody call it SLEVEN. It's SLEVEN, and I know it's not SLEVEN, it's an SL11.
Right.
So, yeah, we're trying to get away from the numbers and it sounded pretty cool, and it fitted in with a carbon barrel tip. So, I mean, if you want me to just run over a couple of other features that are on the gun as well.
Absolutely. I'm taking a look here on the website with you.
Okay, so a couple of the really cool features. The way that the frame fits onto the body, that's probably one of the biggest mechanical changes. There's no more screws inside the trigger guard and at the back of the frame where the snatch grip goes. Okay, and I'm going to take a look here while you're on the phone here. I'm taking a look here at my Ego 11, and I see what you mean. I mean, you guys do a great job of getting the screws far enough away that they don't rub on your wrist, but that definitely looks very nice. Yeah, so the way the new frame works is that there's what we call a cam hinge at the front. So the front of the frame pushes up into the body and hooks into the front of the body, and then as you lift the back of the frame up, it comes into contact with a screw that's captured in the back of the body.
Okay.
And there's a free spinning screw on the back, captured in the back of the body, and as you spin that, it bites onto the frame and pulls the back of the frame up. And as it pulls the back of the frame up, it tightens on and levers the frame flush onto the body.
All right, now is that pretty similar to what you have in like the GO2 and the 2.1? There's a little bit of a hinge up there underneath the regulator?
Yes, to be perfectly honest, we looked at trying to do it on the GO2 first of all, and the original plan for the GO2 was to have that kind of like hook in at the front and then just one screw at the back.
Right.
But on the GO we couldn't make it solid enough because the solenoid was right there, right by the front screw.
Sure.
So we sort of ditched it. So the profile's still there for that, but the actual principle and mechanism never made it into production.
Gotcha.
So this is like the next generation of that we started developing. So, I mean, a couple of people already asked, you know, how reliable and durable is it going to be. All I can say really is to have two vicious players and Nick Sloviak from Aftershock have all been using that hinge frame system built into an Ego 11 since World Cup.
Oh.
They used and practiced with it all through the winter, and obviously played the first few events this season with the guns with no issues whatsoever. Plus, obviously, gone to my other regular beta testers, but I'm not going to tell you who they are. People just be pestering the hell out of them all the time, wanting to know what new stuff they're testing. But yeah, it's had zero failures with that so far. So
and I mean, it's, you know, and I've seen, you know, I mean, I've damaged guns, taken bad slides and stuff like that. I mean, you've got a 200-pound person running, you know, 15 miles an hour, and you get stopped cold with a, you know, 2-pound piece of aluminum. You know, things are going to bend, you know, but at the same token, you know, in terms of it and on, you know, normal use or normal professional player use, you know, the gun's going to hold up just fine. You know, I think a lot of people, it's almost like expecting a car, if you get into a car accident, to not get any bent metal on it. You know, if you take a really bad slide, if you, 200 pounds like myself hitting, you know, a 2-pound piece of aluminum, sometimes things are going to bend. Not all the time. I've taken some really bad core samples, but, you know, not all the time. But, you know, you do have to expect. I mean, if you break 3 ribs, you can kind of expect that your gun might have a little bit of damage. But, you know, it's you know, if you have a bad accident, you have a bad accident. It's not really the gun's fault, you know. So.
No, I mean, you can't expect it to just live up to, as you say. I mean, there's a huge amount of leverage once you get the barrel into the ground and you get the length of the tank attached to the bottom of the grip.
Absolutely.
That's a huge moment that you've got going there. And, you know, expecting something to be able to resist that, you know, yeah, sure, we could make every gun be built like a tank, but you won't want to run around with a 14, 15-pound chunk of steel.
Right. But no, it's you know, it happens with all markers. It's not anything to really truly worry about. I mean, in my opinion, I'm more worried about the player. You know, if you take a fall bad enough to hurt your gun or damage your gun, most of the time you're more worried about how the player looks afterwards. You know, but
yeah,
they've
probably lost a few teeth at least.
Yeah, I've taken core samples with all of my guns. I've yet to bend a frame. I mean, I've taken some really bad ones, even with the Planet Eclipse guns, and it's just. I tell people, you know, you may do 100 perfect Superman slides, so there's going to be a time, you know, where, you know, you're going to be looking up the field instead of looking at which way your barrel's pointed, and you're going to, you know, you're going to take a core sample, and it is what it is. You know, it's part of the mystique of doing Superman slides and diving around on the dirt. You know.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at what some of the other changes that you've got here. I'm trying to keep up as I'm reading the website here.
Well, there's the Cure 4 bolt. That's another new one.
Okay.
It's in the final stages at the moment. It's taken a bit longer for us to get this right than we were hoping for. We didn't want to hold up the launch of the whole gun just for the sake of the bolt. So what we're doing with this is all the guns will ship with a Cure 3 Plus gun, bolt in the gun.
Okay.
And also in the top of each box will be a package with like a mail-out slip. Everybody registers the guns, returns that slip,
gotcha.
And the new bolt will be mailed out to them as soon as it's ready.
Very nice.
So the difference with that bolt is it's got a fully rubberized tip on it. The whole head of the bolt is rubber.
Oh, okay.
And it's quite a unique way that it all fits together. It's not glued in or anything
screwed in or anything like that. Yeah.
No, nothing like that. It sort of pops into the face of the bolt, and then the insert comes into the back of the bolt, the back, and it actually holds the rubber insert in place, the rubber face in place. So sort of captures it from the back.
Is that held in place by the bolt pin?
And then the bolt insert is held in place by the bolt pin, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have like a hollow tube, which is the bolt body, and the rubber tip slots in from the front, clips into place from the front, and then the insert goes into the back, slides in, and catches the rubber tip at the front, and it holds the rubber tip in place. Then the bolt pin goes through the insert, through the bolt body, and holds it all together.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's really nice way it fits together. It means that any damage that occurs to the bolt tip or any wear and tear on the bolt tip, and you can just uplift the whole thing, remove the old tip, put a new tip in.
Okay.
Very quick and easy.
Very nice. That looks also like you're coming with you're getting the 2 triggers.
Yeah, 2 triggers, same as last year. We did 2 triggers last year, but this year the second trigger is the fully flat face.
Okay.
So really, it's like hark back to the original blade trigger that we made originally.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Unlike the old Planet Eclipse, like the E-frames.
You know the history, but we were the first company in the world to produce a flat face double trigger.
Right.
So we made a conventional double trigger first. We were the first company to make double trigger, and then we were the first company that developed that into the blade trigger, which is known as now.
Very nice. Now, obviously, the CSL is being released right around at about the same time that the SL markers are always traditionally released. Right around about the beginning of the summertime here in the States is about when they come out. And I know Planet Eclipse for quite a while has been starting to lean towards not releasing a brand new gun at the same time every single year. Is that something that still Planet Eclipse is leaning towards doing, or what? How are things coming along with that?
Yeah, well, if you take the full range of the motor that we've got at the moment, for the E-Tech, obviously the E-Tech's never been an annual release anyway.
Right.
I think we're coming up for 16 or 17 months now that the E-Tech 3's been out.
Right.
That's obviously well outside of an annual release. The Geo, same with the Geo, the first Geo ran for about 18 or 19 months, from late 2008 through to early 2010. So that's obviously outside. So it's only really the Ego that's been in the annual release schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But as of this year, that will be changed as well, I think. So rather, not I think, it definitely will be.
Very nice. I mean, a lot of people always, what can they possibly change? What can they possibly change? And this, that, and the other. At least this will, give the company a little bit more time to, kind of see what's going on out there in the tournament market, what people are looking for, as opposed to just trying to rush and trying to slip things in there at the very last minute and stuff like that. I think it's actually a very smart move.
To be honest, Mike, this is probably one of the, it's what the Ego 11. Normally, what we have is we do every 2 years we do a major change and then have a small interim change in the middle.
Right.
Like we had Ego 9 was all new solenoid, new layout, all that kind of thing, and then Ego 10 was just some minor tweaks.
Mm-hmm.
This year with the Ego 11, there's obviously an all-new platform for us with the new solenoid and manifold and the way the whole thing works.
Right.
And the layout of the pitch and gun, etc. And this is like one of the very first years we've ever sat here at this stage of the year and gone, is there anything we can improve on this gun now? And we all just sat here and looked at each other and well, not really. You know, normally by this stage we've had some feedback from some customers saying that, you know, we don't like this or we don't like that. And any chance you can change this for next year? And it's just been silence this year.
Right.
It's just been overwhelming positive feedback.
Well, I mean, you guys definitely melted my heart with, you know, the new ASA. I've been complaining to you guys for a long time about, you know, that I don't like the I don't like the macro line on either side. And you finally came out, you know, the ASA right up the middle, which has been a huge hit. I have a lot of friends that even with the Geo2s and stuff like that have been ordering the black ASA to put on their Geo2s. You know, it's just it's a great. I mean. Even my wife can even click this on, and you know, even she's been kind of shocked on just how easy it is. You know, I mean, you just pull it down and that's it. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and the Geo 2.1. I remember when I opened up the 2.1 out of the box, first thing I just shot an email to Lens. I'm like, what is going on here? You know. I fell in love with the Geo 2. I used it last year at World Cup, and it's been probably one of my favorite spool valve guns. I absolutely love the thing. You guys did such a great job with the Geo 2, and the 2.1 is so sleek, and I'm staring at mine right now, and you know, I love how, you know, the new macro line. I don't know. I really like the Geo 2.1. It's the one I really like to shoot. But back to the CSL. You know, carbon fiber tip. Now I know that sometimes you release things on the SL model that aren't going to be available to other markers in the future. Is possibly that barrel tip going to be something that people can purchase possibly as an aftermarket accessory in the future? Is that going to be exclusive to the CSL?
We try not to make a decision too early on.
Right.
There is a possibility that will be made available. I can't see a particular reason why we shouldn't make that available.
Right.
What we do with the cure bolt. There are certain things like if you look at the CSL, the way the new POPs is machined for the CSL.
Okay.
That's the kind of thing that where to you it may look like a really simple thing to machine the POPs like that, but it's actually quite labour intensive doing a full 3D surface milling on such a small item. Number one, it's really nice for the CSL customers to have that as a unique feature on their gun. And number two, if we were going to sell one of those, I don't think anybody on the planet would be willing to pay what it would actually cost just one of those on its own. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that ASA on there is going to be the most expensive ASA ever made.
I'm taking a look at it on the Planet Eclipse website. I'm looking at the gallery photos right now, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like, what is that, a gold pin on the gallery? You've got like a gold pin going through it? That's what it looks like? Yeah.
Little dish gold pin, yeah. It's lots of things like that. It's a lot of people may not appreciate the smaller detail and what goes into it and how much extra it costs. They're only in very small, we only make these in very small numbers, so there's only, I'm surprised nobody's asked this question yet, there's only going to be 500 CSL.
Okay.
So I think we did 300 SLSs last year, and there's going to be 500 CSL this year.
Gotcha.
But to make such a comparatively small run of items of each individual part, so like the little push pins that are in the pops and the bonnet and the main body for the pops, in those small numbers, it's really hard to find the time to actually sit down, design it, and then machine it. It does make the gun cost a lot more to manufacture, but people don't tend to see that initially when they first look. They just go, oh, it's just another Ego, and yeah, this just looks a bit different.
Right.
The actual cost in changing those little things is quite significant.
Right. I mean, you got to draw them up, and yeah, it's and that's all people say. Oh, can I get a gun machine with my name on it? I mean, you know people ask that question. You know, people ask me that question a lot. You know, I'd like to get a gun machine with my name on it. I'm like, whoa, you're talking about shutting down an entire factory, yeah. You know, and taking the machinist aside but yeah, I mean, I'm taking a look here. As far as I can only tell, it looks like there's 3 colors that have been released so far. Is that, did I get that right? Looks like I've got the Electra, which looks like a gray and gold, a brown and gold, which is the Prestige, and it looks like the Panther, which is a black and gold. I'm not sure if there's other colors that I'm missing here, but are those is that the initial release colors there?
No, just 3 colours because they all have to go with the gold. So all the components like the screws and all the pins and things just talked about all have the gold on them. And obviously the main thing is that there's the gold thread and the gold sleeve on the barrel tips. So they're all gold themed colours this year.
Very nice. Now I'm looking here at the carbon fiber barrel tip, and it looks like it's got looks like a gold carbon fiber that's interweaved into the end of the carbon fiber itself. Am I seeing that right?
Yeah. So that's the gold thread I was talking about. That's actually running through the weave.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's I think we first saw it on a concept car, a spoke show, the last year or the year before.
Okay.
I think it might have been even a Zonda. I think a Zonda did a car with a gold weave in the car and in the bare carbon fiber on the car. And we liked it and looked into it and found that we could actually get hold of that and make barrels from it.
Yeah, it gives it a great looking texture. It's a great looking texture.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Yeah.
Very cool. So I'm sitting here, I'm trying to think if there's anything we missed here. Very cool. When are these going to start shipping?
They're actually going to be available as of next weekend.
Oh, okay.
So the first batch have already shipped to the US, and I think they're going to be, I think either this Friday or next Friday, the first ones will ship out to dealers.
Okay. Very nice.
These should come through quite quickly as well. We're trying to get them through and out into the wild as quick as possible this time.
Yeah.
In previous years, we've drip fed them very slowly and only done a small number each week over a longer period. And I think people found that a bit frustrating.
Absolutely.
So the number does be more produced each week over a short period of time. So people hopefully shouldn't have to be waiting for them.
Very well. I'll be getting with you guys and ordering mine. So. So good stuff. Well, Jack, I really appreciate the interview. Very cool. Now go to planeteclipse.com and they've already got the page up, CSL. I'm going to go check out the video right now. Anything else we need to add before we wrap this up?
No. Anytime you want to chat, give me a ring, Mike.
Awesome, I will. And you folks coming down to NPPL Chicago, Living Legends, we'll see you guys there?
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
No, I won't be there this year. I have other plans.
No worries.
I'm off to see Roger Waters in concert.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate the interview, Jack. I know you guys are busy there trying to get these guns out, and I'm going to get this up on YouTube as quickly as I possibly can. You guys go check it out, planeteclipse.com. This is the new CSL, and this is Jack Wood from Planet Eclipse. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, take care.